Hello, Steve Arts 89. First off, so far as the Robert April casting, I have no issue with a black actor playing this character, assuming you acknowledge that it's a reboot. Trying to say it's a continuation of the original series, but yet somehow this character suddenly miraculously changed their race, that's just a little bit past what we can, process. It's like, no, you can't change the sex of your race. It's a reboot. If you're going to change the race and sex, I mean, it's one thing to change the look of ships and uniforms and stuff like that, but once you start changing the sexes and races of characters, you are in a reboot. And I don't understand why the current makers of, the current licensees of Star Trek don't acknowledge that they're in a reboot. Why don't they just embrace it, work with it, and give everyone their own show in whatever universes that they want, and let everyone be happy, rather than trying to tell the original Star Trek fans, no, this is canon. That's what the Enterprise. The Enterprise always looked like that. The uniforms always look like that. The show always looked like that. It was always like that. You're just not remembering it right. That's what trying to gaslight fans. It's just insulting and cringe. Why don't you just do what the JJ films did, which was embrace the fact that it's a reboot, and people can accept it like that. I watched the JJ films, and on a superficial level, I enjoyed them. Sorry, I'm not going to lie. I saw them like 15 to 20 times each. Sorry, I did. I had issues with them, but I still enjoyed them on a superficial, Hollywood blockbuster sort of special effects sort of level. And I was fine with them because they were a different universe, a different, film series. They weren't trying to tell me, oh no, this is Star Trek. This is the same characters, the same ship. You're just imagining things differently, and that's the insulting thing about the new Trek TV shows, is they continue to tell us, no, this is canon. That's what the uniforms always look like that. The ship always looked like that. The bridge always looked like that. No, it was always like this, and you're just stuck in the past. You're racist or homophobic or something. You hate the show because it's got gay characters. No, we don't like it because it doesn't fit the canon. We used to be able to look at the show and it was consistent, and you could believe that from one year to the next, one show to the next, one series to the next, one movie to the next, it was the same universe, the same people, and you could invest in that. You can't do that now because it's not. And at least they could acknowledge it and show us some respect and say, yeah, we rebooted it because we wanted to change it, or it was too much commitment to maintain the consistency, so we just wanted to start over again and start all over again. But they won't. They still keep trying to maintain this delusion, this lie that, no, this is the same universe. It's all continuing on. It's all consistent. I'm like, no, it's not. We just need to look at it to see that. And then some people say, oh, it's a visual reboot. You can't. There's no such thing as a visual reboot. It's like, making the Titanic into like a big cruiser yacht or something and say, no, it always looked like that. No, it's just a visual reboot. It's okay. It's still 2012. It's still, no, it's not. It's ridiculous. It's driving me nuts. Because I just don't get the point. I know when they first launched Discovery, they were afraid they would lose fans if they told them it was a reboot of the series, because we kind of accepted the reboot movie series, but we're always, I think, assuming that we're going to get a TV show later. That they were just doing that for the films because the films needed that sort of big action sort of thing. But we always thought the TV series would return back to a traditional science fiction drama quality sort of, well-written series. When that didn't happen, we got a bit bothered. And they were trying, they sort of knew that was coming, and they were trying to sort of, diffuse it a bit by pretending like, no, this is a continuation of the original show, the original canon, and this is not. And I get why they did it in the first place, because we didn't know any better. We believed them. I believed that this was a continuation of Star Trek when I first started watching Discovery. It took about 3 episodes to work out it wasn't, for sure. But it's been 4 years now, and they're still trying to convince us of the same thing when we've seen over and over and over again that it's not. It's just insulting and embarrassing at this point. Just acknowledge it's a reboot. You'd rather have a progressive show with mostly minority characters and, you know, representation and everything. You'd rather do your own version of Star Trek than continue the original. I mean, you should be able to find a nice balance between the two, I think, personally, but they've decided to just throw one out and create a new one. Fine, but have the balls to say, yeah, we're doing that. And, you know, if that alienates people, then, you know, you got to accept that. That's your choice. You chose that choice. To try and lie about it and pretend like, no, it's the same universe, it's still canon, when it's not. It's just really frustrating. And I'm just having a little vent because I don't think I brought this up enough in my video about the Robert April thing. And people were calling me racist, saying, oh, you don't like a black guy in the command. I'm like, I don't care. The guy's hot. I'm happy to see him play the captain. But that means it's a reboot, so acknowledge it's a reboot. Don't keep saying it's a continuation when you've just changed the race of a character. It's just ridiculous. So, yeah. And the other little slap that I didn't realise right away was when they did the encyclopedia, they put Gene Roddenberry in place of Robert April. They made Gene Roddenberry Robert April, basically. Posthumously? Posthumously? I can't say the word. But they did that. And then to undo it now and make the guy black, which obviously Gene Roddenberry can't be him, because they had an animated version, and then they had Gene in the encyclopedia, and they had a fan film with, I think a couple of fan films now that featured Robert April. But it's like a double slap. It's like, yes, we're rebooting it, we're putting it right in your face and still lying to you, but we're also going to remove this little honour that we gave Gene Roddenberry of making him the first captain of the Enterprise, Robert April. We're now going to make it some hot black guy. And I'm like, it was enough that they had a guy scraping up leftover remains in like the transporter room, and they called him Gene. As an insult to Gene Roddenberry, basically saying, yeah, we're going to do a salute to you. We're just going to have you cleaning up, you know, we're going to have you basically be a cleaner, scraping up remains of bodies. So, yeah, it's just, I'm going to go rambled a bit. I might have to redo this. I don't know. I'm going to go.